Good evening, my weary academics, and welcome to History to Sleep By, where we nerd out and conk out. If you enjoy calm, narrated history documentaries, or just need a reliable friend to help with restless nights, please subscribe, leave a like, and maybe share a comment about what's happening in your life. That way, you'll always find your way back to us. Now let's begin tonight's journey. In the summer of 1778, the American Revolutionary War found itself at a pivotal moment. The British, under the command of Sir Henry Clinton, had decided to evacuate Philadelphia. Their aim was to consolidate forces and fortify positions in New York. This strategic movement required a march across New Jersey, a task not without its challenges. The American forces, led by General George Washington, saw an opportunity to engage. Washington's troops, having endured the harsh winter at Valley Forge, were eager to test their newfound discipline and training. The British column, long and cumbersome, snaked its way through the New Jersey countryside. Their path was fraught with natural obstacles, including hedgerows, ridges, and streams that crisscrossed the terrain near Monmouth Courthouse. The Americans, keen on intercepting the British, set their sights on this very area. Major General Charles Lee, leading the American advance guard, was tasked with engaging the enemy. The roads were dusty and narrow, the summer heat oppressive. As the sun rose on June 28th, the stage was set for what would become the Battle of Monmouth. The day dawned with an intense heat that would prove as formidable an adversary as any musket or cannon. Soldiers on both sides felt the sun's relentless glare, the air heavy and stifling. Early in the morning, Lee's forces made contact with the British rear guard. His initial engagement was cautious, perhaps overly so. As the British responded, Lee found himself compelled to order a retrograde movement. This retreat, though orderly, risked demoralizing the American troops. It was at this critical juncture that General Washington arrived on the scene. With a commanding presence, he rallied the retreating soldiers, instilling confidence and resolve. Washington quickly established a defensive line, utilizing the natural features of the landscape. The Perrine Ridge offered a slight elevation, a vantage point from which to anchor the American position. The troops, bolstered by Washington's leadership, prepared to hold their ground. Key figures played essential roles in the unfolding battle. Lord Stirling commanded the left flank, while Nathaniel Greene took charge of the right. Anthony Wayne, known for his aggressive tactics, was positioned to exploit any weaknesses in the British lines. The young Marquis de Lafayette, eager and full of zeal, provided additional support. Artillery, under the direction of Henry Knox and John Oswald, was strategically placed. The guns roared to life, their thunderous volleys echoing across the fields. As the day wore on, the battle ebbed and flowed. The British launched several counterattacks, each met with determined resistance. The heat continued to take its toll, with many soldiers succumbing to heat stroke. The fighting was fierce, yet neither side could claim a decisive advantage. By midday, the lines had stabilized, a testament to the improved discipline of the Continental Army. As afternoon gave way to evening, the British began to withdraw. Under the cover of darkness, they moved toward Middletown, leaving the field to the Americans. The battle, though tactically inconclusive, was a moral victory for Washington's forces. It demonstrated their ability to stand toe-to-toe with the British, a far cry from the early days of the war. Casualties were significant, with many attributed to the oppressive heat. Yet the spirit of the American troops remained unbroken. The Battle of Monmouth, while not a clear-cut victory, marked a turning point. It showcased the resilience and determination of a fledgling army, one that had endured the trials of Valley Forge and emerged stronger for it. As the night settled over the fields of Monmouth, the echoes of battle slowly faded. The soldiers, weary and worn, found solace in the knowledge that they had held their ground. The lessons learned on that hot June day would carry forward, shaping the course of the war. And so, the story of the Battle of Monmouth became a chapter in the larger narrative of the American struggle for independence. As you drift into sleep, let your mind wander through those fields, imagining the courage and fortitude of those who fought. Rest easy, knowing that history, like a gentle stream, continues to flow, carrying us ever onward. As the sun rose the next morning, Its warm glow touched the dew-laden grass, casting a gentle light over the battlefield. The soldiers, stirring from their brief slumber, began to gather their belongings, preparing to march once more. The air was filled with a sense of quiet determination, a shared understanding of the path that lay ahead. The events of the previous day lingered in their minds, a testament to their endurance and resolve. Each man carried with him the memory of the struggle, a reminder of the sacrifices made in pursuit of freedom. The commanders, too, reflected on the lessons learned. They knew that the road to independence was fraught with challenges, each battle a test of their strategy and strength. The Battle of Monmouth had revealed both the weaknesses and the potential of their forces. It was a reminder that unity and perseverance were as crucial as any weapon. The men who had stood shoulder to shoulder on that sweltering field were bound by a common cause, their spirits unyielded by the trials they faced. As the army resumed its march, the landscape around them began to change. The fields gave way to forests, the trees standing tall and silent, witnesses to the passage of time. The soldiers moved with a steady rhythm, their footsteps a quiet symphony against the backdrop of nature. The journey was long, but each step brought them closer to their goal. The promise of liberty was a beacon, guiding them through the uncertainties that lay ahead. The people they encountered along the way offered glimpses of the nation they sought to build. Farmers tending their crops, children playing in the fields, families gathered around hearths, each scene a reminder of the lives they were fighting to protect. These moments of connection, brief yet profound, fueled their resolve. They were not just fighting for territory or power, but for the right to shape their own destiny, to create a land where freedom and justice could flourish. As the days turned into weeks, the army continued its march, the landscape shifting with each passing mile. The soldiers grew accustomed to the rhythm of their journey, their bodies and minds adapting to the demands of the road. They found solace in the camaraderie that had formed among them, a bond forged in the crucible of battle. Together, they shared stories and laughter, moments of levity that lightened the weight of their burdens. The seasons began to change, the heat of summer giving way to the crisp air of autumn. The leaves turned to shades of gold and crimson, painting the world in vibrant hues. The soldiers welcomed the cooler weather, a respite from the relentless sun that had beaten down upon them at Monmouth. The air was filled with the scent of earth and leaves, a reminder of the cycles of nature that continued unabated, indifferent to the struggles of men. As they traveled, the army encountered others who shared their vision, individuals and groups drawn to the cause of independence. These new allies brought with them fresh energy and ideas, their enthusiasm a welcome addition to the ranks. Together, they formed a tapestry of diverse backgrounds and experiences, united by a common purpose. The dream of a free nation was no longer a distant hope, but a tangible possibility, one that grew stronger with each new voice that joined the chorus. The path was not without its hardships. There were days when provisions ran low, when the weather turned harsh, when the weight of their mission seemed almost too great to bear. Yet, through it all, the soldiers pressed on, buoyed by their unwavering belief in the righteousness of their cause. They drew strength from the knowledge that they were part of something larger than themselves, a movement that transcended the boundaries of time and place. As the army made its way toward winter quarters, the landscape began to shift once more. The trees stood bare, their branches etched against the sky, while the ground lay covered in a blanket of frost. The chill in the air was sharp, a reminder of the challenges that awaited them in the months to come. Yet, there was a quiet beauty in the stillness, a sense of peace that settled over the land as if nature itself were holding its breath. In the evenings, as the soldiers gathered around their fires, they spoke of the future, of the world they hoped to build. Their words were filled with dreams of a nation where liberty and equality reigned, where each person had the opportunity to pursue their own happiness. These conversations, shared under the vast expanse of the night sky, were a testament to their hopes and aspirations, a reminder of the power of the human spirit to envision a better tomorrow. As you drift into sleep, let your mind wander through those moments, imagining the courage and conviction of those who journeyed toward an uncertain future. Rest easy, knowing that their legacy endures, a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. History, like a gentle stream, continues to flow, carrying us ever onward, shaping the world we inhabit today. As the fires crackled softly, casting flickering shadows on the ground, the soldiers' conversations would sometimes drift into silence. In those quiet moments, the sounds of the night enveloped them. The rustling leaves whispered secrets of the past, while the distant call of an owl echoed like a guardian of the night. The soldiers, wrapped in their cloaks, felt the cool embrace of the evening air, a gentle reminder of the vastness of the world around them. Each breath they took was a connection to the land they fought for, a land rich with promise and potential. The stars above, like ancient sentinels, watched over them, twinkling with a light that had traveled across the universe. These celestial bodies, unchanged by the passage of time, offered a sense of continuity and permanence. The soldiers, in their quiet contemplation, found solace in this cosmic constancy. It was a reminder that, despite the turmoil and uncertainty of their present, they were part of something much larger, a grand tapestry woven through time. As the night deepened, the conversations would sometimes turn to stories of home. Each soldier carried with him memories of family and friends, of places left behind but never forgotten. These stories, shared in hushed tones, were a balm for weary souls. They spoke of childhood adventures, of mothers' gentle voices, of fathers' steadfast guidance. In these tales, the soldiers found a connection to their roots, a reminder of why they fought and what they hoped to return to. The firelight danced in their eyes as they listened, each story a thread in the fabric of their shared experience. Laughter would occasionally ripple through the group, a momentary escape from the weight of their burdens. It was in these moments that camaraderie blossomed, binding them together in a brotherhood forged by shared trials and dreams. As the embers began to fade, the soldiers would often turn their thoughts inward, reflecting on the journey that had brought them to this place. Each step along the way had been marked by challenges and triumphs, by moments of doubt and bursts of clarity. The path was not always clear, yet they pressed on, guided by an inner compass that pointed toward a brighter future. In the stillness of the night, they pondered the lessons learned from history, the stories of those who had come before. The past was a teacher, offering wisdom and insight to those willing to listen. The soldiers understood that they were part of a continuum, their actions shaping the world for those yet to come. This knowledge was both a burden and a gift, a call to act with integrity and purpose. As the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, the soldiers stirred from their rest. The world around them slowly awoke, the birds greeting the new day with song. The air was crisp and fresh, filled with the promise of what lay ahead. The soldiers rose, ready to face the challenges of the day with renewed determination. Each morning was a chance to reaffirm their commitment, to remind themselves of the ideals they held dear. The journey was far from over, but they faced it with courage and resolve. The road ahead was uncertain, yet they walked it with hope in their hearts, guided by the vision of a better world. As you drift deeper into sleep, let the stories of these soldiers accompany you. Imagine the warmth of the fire, the camaraderie of shared dreams, the quiet strength of those who dared to hope. In the gentle embrace of slumber, find peace in the knowledge that their legacy endures, a beacon of light in the tapestry of history. Rest easy, knowing that the spirit of those who dreamed of a better tomorrow continues to inspire and guide us today. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the encampment, the soldiers gathered around the flickering flames of their campfires. The air was filled with the soft murmur of voices, a soothing symphony of shared stories and laughter. Each tale told was a thread woven into the rich fabric of their collective experience, binding them together in a tapestry of resilience and hope. Among them sat a young soldier, his eyes reflecting the dance of the firelight. He listened intently as an older comrade recounted a story from his youth, a tale of courage and friendship forged in the crucible of battle. The young soldier was captivated, his imagination painting vivid pictures of distant lands and heroic deeds. In these moments, the burdens of the present seemed to fade away, replaced by a sense of connection to something greater than himself. The night air was cool, carrying with it the scent of pine and earth. It was a reminder of the world beyond the battlefield, a world worth fighting for. The soldiers spoke of home, of loved ones waiting patiently for their return. They shared dreams of peace, of a future where their children might grow up free from the shadow of conflict. These dreams were their anchor, grounding them in times of uncertainty. As the embers glowed softly, the conversation turned to the stars above. The vast expanse of the night sky stretched endlessly, a canvas of twinkling lights. It was a reminder of the infinite possibilities that lay ahead, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. The soldiers found comfort in this celestial display, a silent promise that even in the darkest of times, there was light to guide them. The young soldier, inspired by the tales and the stars, began to share his own dreams. He spoke of a world where understanding and compassion reigned, where differences were celebrated rather than feared. His words were met with nods of agreement, a silent affirmation that they all shared this vision. In that moment, they were united not just by their circumstances, but by their shared hope for a brighter tomorrow. As the night wore on, the fire began to die down, its warmth giving way to the chill of the early hours. One by one, the soldiers drifted off to sleep, their dreams filled with visions of peace and prosperity. The young soldier lay back, gazing up at the stars, his heart full of quiet determination. He knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but he was ready to face it with courage and resolve. In the stillness of the night, the camp was a sanctuary of dreams and aspirations. The soldiers rested, their spirits rejuvenated by the camaraderie and the promise of a new day. The world around them was silent, save for the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant call of an owl. It was a peaceful symphony, a lullaby that cradled them into a deep, restorative sleep. As dawn approached, the first light of day began to creep over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold. The soldiers stirred, awakened by the gentle embrace of morning. They rose with renewed energy, ready to face the challenges that awaited them. The night had been a time of reflection and renewal, a chance to remember why they fought and what they hoped to achieve. With the break of day, the camp came alive with activity. The soldiers prepared for the journey ahead, their hearts buoyed by the memories of the night before. They were a band of brothers, not bound by a shared purpose and a common dream. As they set out, the young soldier cast one last glance at the stars, now fading in the light of the rising sun. He carried their promise with him, a beacon of hope to guide him on the path to a better world. The road was long and fraught with challenges, but the soldiers marched with unwavering determination. They were driven by the belief that their efforts would one day bear fruit, that their sacrifices would pave the way for a future free from the shackles of war. This belief was their strength, their shield against the trials they faced. As you drift into the depths of slumber, let the spirit of these soldiers accompany you. Imagine the warmth of their fire, the strength of their dreams, the quiet resolve that carried them through the darkest of nights. In the gentle embrace of sleep, find solace in the knowledge that their legacy endures, a testament to the power of hope and the resilience of the human spirit. Rest easy, knowing that the dreams of those who came before continue to light our way, a guiding star in the vast expanse of history. The night sky stretched endlessly above them, a vast canopy dotted with stars that seemed to whisper secrets of the universe. Each star was a beacon, a reminder of the countless souls who had gazed upon the same celestial wonders throughout the ages. The soldiers, weary from their day's march, found comfort in this cosmic connection. As they settled around their campfires, the flickering flames mirrored the distant stars, creating a dance of light and shadow that lulled them into a state of peaceful reflection. The air was crisp, carrying with it the scent of pine and earth, grounding them in the present moment. The gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze was a soothing lullaby, a natural symphony that harmonized with the crackling of the fire. In this serene setting, the soldiers shared stories of home, of loved ones waiting patiently for their return. These tales, woven with laughter and longing, were threads that bound them together, creating a tapestry of camaraderie and kinship. As the night deepened, their conversations turned to dreams of the future. They spoke of a world where their children could play in fields unscarred by conflict, where laughter would echo freely without the shadow of fear. These visions were fragile yet powerful, like the delicate wings of a butterfly that could alter the course of history with a single flutter. The soldiers knew that their dreams were not just for themselves, but for generations yet to come, a gift of peace and prosperity. In the quiet moments between words, they listened to the sounds of the night, the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle chirping of crickets, the soft sigh of the wind through the trees. These were the voices of nature, eternal and unchanging, offering solace and reminding them of their place in the grand tapestry of life. The soldiers found strength in this connection, a reminder that they were part of something larger than themselves, a living thread in the fabric of time. As the fire burned low, casting a warm glow on their faces, the soldiers drifted into a restful slumber. Their dreams were filled with images of peace, of a world where the seeds of their sacrifice would blossom into a future of harmony and understanding. In their dreams, they walked through fields of golden wheat, the sun shining brightly overhead, a symbol of hope and renewal. The night wore on, the stars slowly wheeling across the sky, a silent testament to the passage of time. The soldiers slept, cradled by the earth, their dreams mingling with the whispers of the wind. In this sacred space, the boundaries between past, present, and future blurred, creating a timeless realm where the hopes of humanity could take root and flourish. As dawn approached, the first light of day began to paint the horizon with hues of pink and gold. The soldiers stirred, awakening to a new day filled with promise and possibility. The air was fresh and invigorating, a gentle reminder of the beauty and resilience of life. They rose with renewed determination, ready to continue their journey, their hearts buoyed by the dreams that had sustained them through the night. The soldiers gathered their belongings, extinguishing the remnants of their fires, leaving no trace of their presence save for the memories etched in their hearts. They set out once more, their footsteps echoing through the forest, a rhythmic march toward a future they were determined to shape. The path ahead was uncertain, but their resolve was unwavering, their spirits lifted by the knowledge that they were not alone. As they moved forward, the soldiers carried with them the dreams of a better world, a world where peace would reign and the scars of war would fade into distant memory. They were the torchbearers of hope, their legacy a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. With each step, they forged a new chapter in the story of humanity, a story of courage, resilience, and the unyielding pursuit of a brighter tomorrow. In the gentle embrace of the morning light, the soldiers' journey continued, guided by the dreams that had sustained them through the darkest of nights. Their legacy, like the stars above, would shine on, a beacon of hope for all who dared to dream of a world free from the shadows of conflict. As you drift into the realm of dreams, let their spirit accompany you, a reminder that the power of hope can illuminate even the darkest of paths.